Hey guys, so today I have my updated foundation routine for you. I've been wanting to film this for a really long time because I haven't done a foundation routine in so long, so I thought I'd finally do it. And my favourite foundation at the moment has been the Estee Lauder Double Wear. I'm sure everybody has heard about this before. Sorry if the lighting's a little different. I now have natural lighting because I moved into a new place. You guys will hear about that in my vlog if you watch my vlog. But I'm now living in a new place, so I don't have artificial lighting anymore. I have natural lighting, which is free and awesome because I just prefer natural lighting, even though it changes in times like this. I'm sorry, it's sunny and then it goes behind the clouds and then it's sunny again. So yeah, but I prefer this lighting anyway much more to my last lighting. So yeah, anyway, today's video is going to be the a foundation routine with the Estee Lauder Double Wear foundation. I am in the colour 2W2 Rattan. And that usually suits me. I'm not fake tanned at the moment, but that would usually be my colour. It kind of suits me now, but it's just slightly too yellow. I'll just show you my basic sort of foundation routine, what I do from start to finish. Finishing would be after I set it all with powder. But yeah, anyway, if you guys want to see how I use this foundation here and how I apply my foundation, then just keep watching. So first off, I'm just going to start by applying a primer. I'm going to be using the Lancome Le Base Pro primer. This is just like a smoothing primer. So I just really apply like a tiny pinhead size of that, and that usually covers my whole face. I only like to put it in like the areas where I really need it. So my forehead, my nose area, my chin, and also just like the apples of my cheeks. So I just blend that in with my fingers. And then next I'm going to take the foundation, this is the Estee Lauder Double Wear foundation in 2W2 Rattan. Now I really love this foundation just because it's nice and light, it's not too thick. It is a thick foundation, it is a full coverage foundation, but it's not overly thick like some full coverage foundations are. Your skin still feels like skin when it's on the skin. And you can either have it like a full coverage foundation or like a medium to full coverage with one layer, or you can keep building it up to the level of coverage that you want. So yeah, I love this foundation. I've been using it for years and years and years, and it's top dog. So all I do is I just take some out on my hand, and then I blot a little bit on my cheek area. I usually start off with my cheeks just because, I don't know, I just always have. And then to apply that, I'm just using a damp beauty blender. Mine's not a beauty blender, mine's a QVS beauty sponge, or e-sponge as they call it, and I just use that. And I've never actually used the beauty blender before, but this seems very similar to it, and it's only $8. So yeah, I love this sponge. It's so good. You can get it from pharmacies and just anywhere that sells QVS. With Double Wear foundation, you do have to work very fast because it dries super fast. So yeah, I recommend working like a patch at a time. So one cheek first, other cheek first, then your nose and your chin. Just because it dries super fast, and it's really hard to blend once it's dry. Now I'm usually happy with just one layer. I do like to put a little bit extra on my cheeks though, because my cheeks, I feel like the skin on my cheeks is really thin, and you can see a lot of the veining around my eye areas and stuff like that, so I do like to apply a little bit more on my cheeks. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that now. But one layer generally is enough for the rest of my face. I just like to add a little bit of extra coverage onto my cheeks. If there's any left over on the sponge, I hate leaving it on the sponge because it just makes my sponge just really hard to clean. So what I like to do is dab that quite firmly onto my nose just to get a little bit of extra coverage on my nose, or anywhere else that I feel like needs a little bit more. So my forehead and my nose area. and generally that's sort of enough. I do bring it down my neck as well, not so much on my ears, because I don't know, my ears seem to be darker than my actual face. That's really weird, so I don't usually tend to go along my ears most of the time, but I do like to go down my neck a wee bit just to blend it in, blend my face in with my neck. So yeah, and that is all I like to do for my foundation. I love to wear full coverage foundation, but I hate it feeling like full coverage foundation. Like this, once it's dry, you can barely even feel it on the skin, but your skin still looks flawless. It's an absolutely amazing foundation. If you haven't tried it yet, if you're one of the few people that haven't tried Estee Lauder Double Wear, get into it because it's such an amazing foundation. Then next I'm just going to go in with some concealer. Now I don't, every day I wouldn't use a concealer. If I'm doing like tutorials and stuff on my channel, I always use a concealer under my eyes just to brighten up that area, or if I'm going to work or going out, I always brighten up under my eyes, but on an everyday basis I wouldn't usually. But because I've got quite dark under eye circles at the moment, I'm going to go in with a concealer. This is the Clinique Line Smoothing Concealer. Now this is a really thick concealer. When I first got this concealer, I was really concerned about using it under my eyes because it is super thick. But my friend told me to use it under my eyes, and I completely understand why now. It is amazing. Like, it just really brightens up under the eye area. So let's give that a go. So I kind of like to go in that sort of triangle, do a triangle under my eyes like everybody else does. Just feel like that brightens them up the most. And then I'm also just going to take a wee bit on my chin, also up here on my forehead as well, and down my nose. And then to blend that all in, I like to use the other end of my Beauty blender, so the pointed edge, and I like to use that around my eye area. Generally I'll try not to get that area too wet either, because your concealer ends up being sheerer if that bit is wet, so I kind of try to make that as dry as possible just to get that really nice coverage. And you can really just see how much that has brightened under my eye area. I can definitely notice it like in person. You can probably notice it on the camera now as well. Just works super well, and even though it's thick, it doesn't feel too thick under the eyes, and it sets really well as well. So I'll show you that in a minute as well. So now I'm just going to go over with a powder. This is my holy grail powder at the moment. This is the Lauder powder. I get this from Kmart. It's really cheap. It's like, I think it was like $3. It's a really cheap powder, but it does the trick. It is so good. I've hit pan on it. I need to get another one. Now usually for applying powder, I would use either this brush here. This is a really old brush that I have that actually broke. I would usually use this one here, or a kabuki brush. But I washed my brushes last night, and they're still not dry, so I can't use them today. But what I will be using is just this brush. This is just like a kabuki brush, and this works really well for powder as well, so I'm just going to use that. So I'm dabbing that a little bit. I like to set my concealer first, so my under eye concealer, just so that that doesn't crease. And my forehead concealer, and then I'll just take a really small amount on the brush and just go over the rest of my face, just because I feel like the rest of my face doesn't completely need like a whole lot of new powder on it, because Double Wear kind of sets on its own, but I like to set it anyway just because I like to be sure that it's going to stay in place. But yeah, I don't use much powder at all, because then it starts to get cakey and it looks really dry and odd. So that is all I do for my foundation routine. I just love Double Wear foundation. That's why I wanted to do a video on this foundation and how I apply it, because I absolutely love the foundation. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. Be sure to subscribe to my channel. I also have a Facebook. I haven't mentioned this to you guys in a really long time, so I thought I'd mention it in this video. But I've also just made a Snapchat today. I did have a personal Snapchat, but I decided to change that. So I deleted my old one and made a new one. So just go follow that. I'll have it linked in the down bar. The name is just Janelle Russell, my normal name. And then also go follow me on Instagram, and what else do I have? Facebook. I have a Facebook account as well, so that's Janelle Russell YT, YouTube. So yeah, I'll leave all my social media links in the down bar. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. Comment, request, subscribe, and like, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye.